But he's so quick, he's not going to lose on time. He won't lose on time.
Look at his card. So we have the first move. He's pushing with the king's pawn. But Simon, I just wanted to indicate, look at the way the players have just put their knights. Maxime, knights are facing forward.
I like my knights facing forwards, but Ricard likes his knights facing sideways. Are you a forwards girl or a sideways girl? You're a forwards girl.
And in the meantime, well, we have seen Maxime Vachier-Lagrave break through in the center.
And a bit of a surprise, I would say, from Ricard, the way he's played this opening. I quite like it. And again, just look at the king safety here. The black king has a lot of pieces before it can castle the same way the white king goes. It's going to take 3 moves. If black can do that, I think he'll be doing absolutely fine. But can white use the safety of his king to create some problems here? Okay, we have some exchanges in the middle of the board. And this could lead to a queen exchange, which I think would help Maxime, because if the queen's come off, his king will immediately be in less danger. But he's now having his first think, so I would say the opening battle gone Ricard's way, just on the time. Ricard's up on time and Maxime is spending time. This would kind of indicate that maybe Maxime has been surprised somewhere in the start of the game here. He's normally so well prepared, isn't he, as well?
He is. He absolutely is completely well prepared. I mean, he has a lot of unusual ideas that have been well worked out. Don't be fooled by his interviews where he says, no, I didn't look at this, I was freestyling. No, there's a lot of hard work behind Ricard Rapport. That's why he was chosen as a second for the now world champion, Ding Laurent.
And he always comes out with such interesting ideas, and this move very interesting. The queen comes out, maybe supporting the white knight to come to b5, come over to the left hand side. That seems like a nasty idea. For example, if black now moved the bishop, which black would like to do to get castled, the white knight could cause a lot of troubles there. Also, the queen vacates the square it's just come from for a white rook. If the white rook can come to that square or line up against black's queen, so there's a little bit of pressure here on Maxime's position, and Maxime doesn't normally play this slowly. I was actually watching him yesterday play what we call bullet chess, 1 minute chess against Jordan van Forest, and they were playing so quickly it was a blur to me. This seems like a good idea, aiming to get the queens off and just relieve a bit of the tension in the position.
And the queens are off, and like you say, that will come as a huge relief to Maxime Vachier-Lagrave. But what's not going to be pleasant is, of course, the clock times. I mean, Richard Rapport has... Okay, and he's also grabbed a pawn there from the a7 square.
So Maxime decides to sacrifice a pawn just so he can complete his development and get his king safe. So Ricard has gone a pawn up. He centralizes his bishop.
But is there some ideas? We just saw a pause. Is there some knight coming in? And there was.
Wow.
I think Ricard saw that at the last minute and then decided, okay, it's okay.
Okay, is it okay? What a move from Maxime. That knight jumping in. You might be thinking, why can't you take the knight? Because of the black rook. So it does seem like Ricard had this under control. And now black has this nice bishop. The white knight comes back, threatening a big check. Look where that knight can go. It can go and fork the king and the rook. So black castles his king. Maxime's got to pick up the pace here, though. He's very much down on time, and he is down a pawn as well. It looks like a safe pawn to me. I feel like white has played brilliantly so far, getting an extra pawn in a safe position here.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, but these two are tactical just amazeballs. I mean, they're just complete wizards at that game. And be careful, you have to bring your tactical A game when you're facing Maxime. And there we see a trade of rooks, but it looks like Ricard has everything under control.
Except his heart rate.
Yeah,
Ricard's got everything under control, but he's nearly double the heart rate of Maxime there. He did mention he gets quite nervous, understandably. He doesn't really show it, but he is a pawn up here. Maybe he's getting excited, Jovanka, about this great position he has.
I think so. I mean, often you do get nervous when you start to smell victory. And, well, the kings are coming in, but white completely dominating in the position and also dominating on the clock as well. It's very difficult to come up with a good plan of attack for, no, rather defense for Maxime.
Well, Maxime trying to get to what we call a pure rook ending by exchanging off the last pieces, and this will give Maxime great drawing chances. There is a saying in chess that all rook and pawn endings, so that's when there's only rooks and pawns left, are draws, because the probability of it being a draw, even if you're a pawn up, is very high. Hence why Ricard has kept the knights on the board. That knight now diving in, but now black wins a pawn with check there. So he's got his pawn back, but white retains some pressure here.
Yeah, definitely some pressure, because white's knight is better placed and is also targeting the b7 pawn. So Ricard has to find a way to preserve those two pawns on the left and at the same time maintain that pressure against that weak pawn on b7. And there you see Ricard simply holding tight. And now, yep, he's gonna attack black's knight, and well, Maxime is so quick.
Yeah, Maxime diving in there, and he has now got material equality, which would indicate it's nearer a draw. But look at white's pawns. White's pawns are just creeping up the board, creepy crawlies, and if they creep all the way to the other end, it's touchdown and they become queens. And if one of those pawns touches down, it is going to end the game. So that's the one major problem that black has here. Now there's a little tactic here. If you go knight takes pawn, black can go check with the knight and take a white pawn. So maybe you move the king in here. The king is a very important piece. There it goes in the ending, just avoiding any checks for that move.
And well, Maxime, he's a tricky customer. He's getting ready to pick up the b pawn, moving one square, destabilizing the knight. He doesn't have too much choice. And there we see Ricard with a knight check. And well, maybe the knights will leave the board, but nope. And wow.
Very clever move there from Maxime. He moves his knight back to attack white's pawn, and white can't defend that pawn. He can only move his king up the board, and this means again it goes back to material equality. So it's looking like a great defensive job so far from Maxime Vachier-Lagrave with the black pieces. Still a bit of danger as white has the passed pawn. That means a pawn that is unobstructed and can become a queen, but I think everything's okay at the moment.
Well, it might be okay on the board, but it's certainly not okay on the clock, because Maxime, take a look, only 6 seconds. Can he hold his nerves? Remember, the players do get a 2-second increment, so what you see on the clock is not necessarily what you get, but still, Maxime has to be one cool customer.
He does, and he's got now Ricard trying to use his king to get into the position. Ricard needs to get his knight to another side of the board, and here it comes. The white knight heads over to a better position, and he's got to try to target black's pawns with that knight. And look, look at the time. But he's so quick, he's not going to lose on time. He won't lose on time.
He's cutting it short. It's 1 second. Oh, he lost on time.
Oh, well, there you go. So as soon as I say he won't lose on time, he loses on time.